Shooter ready. Stand by.
How's it going, everyone? It's your guy Monolito here from the bench. Got an unboxing today. Just picked up KelTec Sub 2000. Gonna start shooting some PCC and USPSA. So let's go ahead and check out the contents of this box, see what we got going on. So as you can see, it is a cardboard box. Got a little banged up, but I'm not too worried about that. I'm not going to be keeping this box. So let's open that up. So here we have Sub 2000 mag catch insert chart. I don't really have any use for that. I'll probably hold on to it just for the sake of keeping the paperwork. But I got the Glock 17 model. This is a Gen 2. So it takes the Glock 17 mags, 9mm is the one I chose. They do have other variants, but this is the one that I wanted. So what else we got here? I'm sitting here struggling with this paperwork. Alright, so I got this from Custom Defense Firearms. They were the FFL. I actually purchased it through Bud's Gun Shop. This is a good FFL. I've used them for quite a few of my firearms. It's just a local shop here. Shout out to them. This was about $430 from Bud's with the tax, shipping, and all of that. So, got a sticker that'll go on the truck, and then just a notice of FFL transfer, and then $418. That was the total. So yeah, not a bad price. They do have some for a little bit cheaper, but I got this one in the navy blue. The black and tans were out, and so I kind of wanted something different anyway. Got the user manual. And then the firearm itself, which once I set up the camera, I'll bring it out and unfold it and all that. And then it did come with a 17-round magazine. At first I thought it was an actual Glock magazine, but this is a P mag. You can see right there from Magpul. 17 rounds. All right, so let's get this out the box, get the camera set up, and we'll continue from there. Put the box away. I've got the gun here. So this is how it comes in the box. It's folded up, and so to unfold it, you just have a little clip right here. You just pull back on it. You can see right there where it engages and disengages, and then you just flip forward. Now, just for anyone that has not, this is my first Sub 2000, so I didn't have a Gen 1. I didn't know really anything about them. You want to be real careful when you're throwing it forward, because if you try to hold it like this or whatever the case is, you're going to pinch yourself. Because if you watch this trigger guard here, when you close it, it opens and snaps back and locks it in place. This is also the release to fold it back. So I, of course, pinched myself when I first opened it up and was all excited to unfold it and check this thing out. So yeah, just be careful. You don't pinch yourself. For those of you that have it, you've probably experienced it. All right, so from the muzzle to the butt, we'll talk about some of the things this have. Now, I'm not going to talk about differences between Gen 1 and Gen 2 because I don't know what they are, other than what I've read and seen on other YouTube videos. So it does have a threaded barrel, so it's got a little thread protector here. It is pretty loose, so I'll probably throw a little blue Loctite on there because I don't have any plans to get a suppressor or anything like that on it anytime soon, or even a compensator or anything. It's 9mm, we need a compensator for. There is also a nut here. It looks like it holds the front sight in place. The front sight is threaded on as well. And so there's the front sight. It does have a little screw here, flathead screw for adjustment. So we'll see. I'll be taking it to the range. Today's Wednesday. I'll take it Saturday morning before the USPSA match, just so I can sight it in and get a little feel for it. The rear sight, it's like a peep hole type sight. It is plastic. This is polymer, so makes it, I guess, fold up easier. As you can see, the sight will fold up as you're folding up the gun. And I have seen some additional accessories for this thing, you know, a metal rear sight, some weird adapters here for red dots, so you can still fold it even though you have the red dot, and you know, it's got the rails top and bottom, so it's pretty cool. I'm probably not going to do anything to it. I don't know, you know, I'll feel the trigger out on Saturday morning. We'll see. There's your trigger and trigger guard. Pretty wide trigger guard there, but basically it has little handles here so you can push forward. Then you have your stock, I guess, if you want to call it, although this is just basically a tube that holds the bolt and your spring and all the internals. Safety, and then flip it around, mag release. And the reason I went for this is because back a few years ago when I bought my Glock 17, it came with a 31 round fun stick. And so I never really used this other than when I shot the Glock 17 for the first time at the range. Just wanted to, you know, use it, but other than that I didn't really have a use for it. So now I do. And you can see it's empty, and the gun is empty, so nothing in there. And I just, you know, and I'll probably end up getting seeing some extensions on here to get this to 57 rounds, which would be nice for some of the small matches around here. There's usually not more than, you know, 30-35 rounds per stage, so I won't have to reload. Another thing that I like about this, and the reason that I went with this versus like an AR or some other type of PCC, is that magazines in the handle just like a pistol. So I can do, I don't really have to do a whole lot of training with the magazine changes, things like that. Basically it'll feel just like if I'm running a Glock in an IDPA match or USPSA match. Sit there, reload, go on to the next one. Although when I get the extension, I probably won't need to do any reloading, but still. And I've heard some things about the front sight. You know, again, this is all stuff that I've seen on the internet, that it backs off and that's been fixed, and or that it'll actually come loose and it'll be canted to the left or right or whatever the case is. We'll see. I'll take it to the range. I'll shoot it some and see how it works. So charging handle, and this thing is this is a pretty stout charging handle. I mean, you really have to pull on it. So hopefully after shooting it, getting a little bit of wear, loosening up, that will change. And I've seen aftermarket charging handles, a little thicker handle to hold on to, because this is really small. You got to wrap your finger around it to get a good purchase on it. But basically, if you hold the forend, just kind of push forward, pull back, you can get it to charge. Probably won't be doing anything super fast. But again, if I don't have to reload, I don't have to worry about that too much. It does lock back, so you have a little space right here. I don't know if you can see that, where you can pull back, come up at an angle, and it locks open. I'm not sure if it locks open on the last round. We'll see when I take it to the range. And the stock has 3 positions that you can put it in. There's the pin that holds it in place. That also holds all your spring and your the bolt, and the whole action basically is in this tube. And so I did take it apart, and this thing is not super easy to take apart. This the stock here, or the butt here, kind of wiggles, so when you're trying to line up the hole, this thing is moving around. So the best thing that I found is to actually put it muzzle down on a soft, I have a mat here, and then go ahead and work on that. But basically, you take the pin out, and you can adjust the stock and take everything out for cleaning. So I'll see if I can do it quickly. If not, I'll pause this and then show you when it's taken apart. So what you have to do is there's a little, you push here, it's spring that's pushing on your spring. So you kind of push it in to kind of relieve some of the pressure on that pin, and then you can push the pin through either way. So let's see if I can get this. Oh, look at that. I guess I had to struggle with it the first time for it to come out easy. All right, so you've got this little piece right here that holds everything together. This is plastic, so I'm not sure how long that's going to last. Pull the, there we go. There's a spring, and that was the charging handle that just fell out. So you'll want to kind of use that to pull it out the rest of the way. There we go. So we've got this, which is just basically, I guess, a lug. It's solid steel, well, almost solid. Spring goes in there. And then you have your bolt. And so you go back in. One thing I noticed, putting this back together, we'll see if I have to do that again since I've taken it apart. Pushing it in, it does not go all the way in. I actually have to stick my finger in there, push down on the hammer a little bit, and then now, once I push the hammer down a little bit, now I can push that in all the way. So I'm not sure I like that too much, having to stick my finger in there as I'm putting it back together. But basically, you put the charging handle back in, and then you put your spring, find the hole, there we go, and then you can see there's a little spot there that the spring goes into, and then this is the part where I stand it on its nose, and the reason for that is because the butt actually shifts around. So when you're trying to hold this thing, the stock is going to move back and forth. And so let's see if I can get this in. Hold your mouth right. Line up the holes. There we go. And we're back in. And I went ahead and put it on the furthest because all the way in, it just wasn't comfortable. And yeah, that's actually a little bit better. So yeah, I think I'm going to enjoy this. It's not overly complicated, high tech. It's not championship grade or competition grade, but I don't shoot professionally anyway, so this will do me just fine. So there we go, the full gun there, and it is navy blue. So we'll see when I take it to the range, if I have to do any adjustments to the sights, get that done before the match, and then see how it holds up in the match. And there it is. This thing could fit in a backpack. You can pretty much put this anywhere. Truck gun if you want to use it as a truck gun. But there it is, KelTec Sub 2000 Gen 2 Glock 17 mags. Feels like the Glock 17 grip, because I believe they have Glock 17 and Glock 19 grip. And so this does sit flush. Glock 17 mag sits flush, so it's a full-size grip. So I like that, and I think it's going to be really easy to transition from pistol to this, being that I don't really have to do much different other than shoulder the gun versus holding it like that. So, sweet. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you got any questions about it, hit me up in the comments. Or if you have a KelTec and you know any little tips or tricks and things like that, hit me up. And you guys have a good night. And after this part, you'll see some shooting. Or depending on how long this is, I may just do a separate video of me shooting it. All right. Have a good night.